Anyway, welcome back to another review of Ambitions. We are on episode 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My bad. I was thinking about Hamilton. If you ever seen it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Anyway, episode 4. Reap what you sow. Now, once again, we are opening up to a bedroom scene, and we just see a nice little back situation with the curly hair, so we know it's Amora. But she's like, "Ooh, Damien," and we're like, "Damien, hold on, ain't you? That's not Titus." And so then we see Damien, we're like, "No," and then she like wake up out of a dream, so we're like, "Ooh." Well, I ain't gonna say we. I was like, "Ooh, girl, cause don't do that." I just gotta say, Damien is fine. But anyway, so then it's like after she wake up out of the dream, she's like, she's in a bed by herself. So she's like, Titus is nowhere to be found. And then it's like you hear a phone like buzzing on the nightstand, and so she reached for SC, Stephanie Carlisle. Again. So it's just like, you messaging my man late at night again. So she walking down the steps, calling out his name. Then you just hear moaning and groaning, and it's just like, oh, I'm right here and I'm looking for you. So what's going on? I know you ain't got nobody in my house. Oh, excuse me for a second. So yeah, so she walked down the stairs, and it's like you just see somebody on top of somebody else, and she's like, what's going on? It's Stephanie on top of Titus. And she's like, you always tried to be like me or whatever. And then he's like, what did he say? You'll never be able to compare to this. And then it's just like, they just still going at it, just in her face. And she's like, get off. And that goes to her sleeping, like saying get off. So then we realize the whole thing was just a big old dream. And it speaks to how insecure she is about their relationship. Because even though it's been so long, and it was in college where Stephanie was with Titus, and then I guess they broke up, or she didn't want him. It's how, and that's like Amora's side. Like, you didn't want him anymore, so we connected and we hooked up. But it just goes to show she's not very confident in their relationship, because it's just like there's still something there between them. So at any moment, they gonna run off together and she'll just be left by herself. Like I said before, Damian Collins is fine. Whew, I could just look at him. That whole time he was talking to Stephanie, I was just looking at him like, and you got dimples. But yeah, so we figure out why they're meeting. She did offer him to come to Atlanta just first, like trying to make it seem like a business proposition. But he's like, I know about you. What you really doing here, and what do you want with me? And she's like, oh, so we cutting straight through. I know you put an innocent man in jail. So what you're going to do is come on down to Atlanta and seduce Amora again. And he's like, nah, I'm not doing that. That was just my coworker. We were colleagues. Nope, no. And she's like, oh, well, here's the falsified documents, and where your story is not adding up. And either you come do what I say, or you're going to be in jail. And then we see Purefoy meeting with Titus and he's like, I see she's not going to settle. And he's like, no, she won't settle for any amount of money. Like, they're going with this. And he's like, okay, well, I want you to buy a judge then. Get me a judge that will be favorable to big pharmaceutical companies like mine. And he's just like, I'm not bribing a judge, Titus. He's like, I'm not bribing a judge. And he was like, you're going to do what I tell you to do. He's like, yeah, no, I'm going to win because I'm good at my job. He's like, yeah, that's great and everything, but still go talk to the chief of judges so he could put this particular judge on our case if that don't work out. So then we see Bella like laid out all on her couch trying to apologize to Evan, and I'm trying to figure out, apologize for what? You're apologizing to your married boyfriend about the fact that he caught you with somebody else. And see, that right there, it's like what Tiffany mama said off Flavor of Love. What's not clicking? What's not clicking? Your married boyfriend. He's married. So even if he don't like her, can't stand her, all of that he tell you, she still got papers on him. There's nothing. Okay, yeah, you got the son, whoop-de-doo, but she got the papers, the money. She got access to that. You ain't got access to nothing, which we're going to talk about later, which is dumbass. And her friend trying to tell her, like, girl, you can be with somebody who's also single and thinks that y'all are in a relationship together. You could be with him and enjoy that life instead of being sick behind your married boyfriend. Oh, then we see Amara at Thelma's place talking to Rondell. And it just seems like at first they talking about food, just trying to get to know each other. And she tried to slide in a little question about Lil Evan. And she was like, if you want to come here for food, that's all good. But trying to dig up dirt on my brother. And she did just like that. Just gave her that face like, you can leave right now. Because I'm not... You coming to me about my brother thinking I'm going to give you information? Like, you can get out. And then Stephanie comes and she's just like, you're trying to go after everything that belongs to me first. And just get, like, basically saying you want my sloppy seconds in a way. And the sister was like, don't nothing in here belong to her. Don't let her tell you that. Nothing. And then she's like, tell Senior I'll come back. And he come from the back like, oh, no need. I'm right here. I ain't selling. So, didn't even mean to make you travel all this way. I done changed my mind. Not selling no restaurant. And you could just tell. And I like the little symbolism of being like the villain. Because they always got her in some sort of black and red all of a sudden. Because like she had on that dominatrix outfit. And she got on this all red pantsuit. And then later in the episode she just got on a black dress. So it's just like her in all these dark colors. I see y'all. Where we at? So then Bella, like all the time she been texting and calling him, of course he's not responding. It's like, bitch, I had to watch you have sex with somebody else. We done. And so she's, now y'all remember in episode 2 all them pictures she was snapping in that video that she took, and now she using it to threaten him like call me back or else. So it's just like, what you gonna do? You gonna release that? Because even though it's gonna make him look bad, it's gonna make you look bad too. Because it's like, you, first of all, you designed his wife's clothes and you knew he was married. So it's just like, okay, you revealed that he cheating and they ain't gonna do nothing but call you a hoe if you do let it get out. Even if you do got his son. Because I even did happen to get out, she gonna, I'm not a hoe. We have a son together. We're in a relationship. You're a mistress, a side chick, who just so happened to get pregnant and y'all have a baby together. That's all it is to it. So then we see Amara talking to her boss because she's just like, okay, you called me like it was such a big deal. Like, what do you have for me? Is he laundering his money through the restaurant? And she's like, no, but I do think that Greg Peters is bribing him because his projects are getting through very quickly. So what would usually take a long time for him to get all these buildings and start his construction work, he's getting through like that. So it's just like, no, I think he's bribing our good old mayor. Oh, and then we find out, because there's like a press conference that Stephanie is having to announce that she's opening a class action suit for $500 million against Purefoy. And we learned that this is not the first time that Purefoy and Carlisle have went against each other. They went against each other in the past for leaky breast implants, and they won that case as well. So she's very confident that they're going to win this case again. And so one of the reporters asked, is this a vendetta? But I don't see how it's a vendetta, because that would imply that they lost against Purefoy. And she said that they won. So it's not a vendetta if you win. It's a vendetta if it's the other way around. Like, oh, I lost, so now I have to get them back. So I really didn't get that question, because like that's not how vendettas work. But okay. Then we see after she leaves the press conference, then she's sitting in her car and she calls a good old trusty Nick, who's there with the information or whatever she needs. And she's like, Damien ain't here how he's supposed to be, so go ahead and release that information. And as soon as she say that, then the door opened and Damien slide on in the car. So Damien is now in the ATL. And he's like, I know what you want. You want me to distract Amara for, you know, to throw off Titus. So that'll mess with his head, like, during this case, so he's not at his best. And she's like, you came between them before, so you can come between them again. So just do what I told you to do. So then we have, and this is what I was talking about with that. It's white, and you can tell it has, I mean, it's black, and it has, like, white stripes, but you can see the black dress where it's just, like, they're trying to give her, like, this villainous vibe. Amara goes to see Stephanie to warn her that, she's looking into Greg Peters, which means that they're looking into the husband, which means she's looking into her. So it's just like, be warned, I got my eye on you. All of what y'all doing, you can't keep it a secret for too long, because I'm looking. And then Titus comes back to Purefoy to say, I wasn't paying that judge. I can't do it. That's not who I am, and that's not how I'm going to win this case. I'm going to win this case by doing my job. And then he's like, I can hand in my resignation because I don't need to do this. And Purefoy is like, oh, it was a test. I just need you to be on my side and have integrity. It's just like, whatever. Because if I would have got him, you would have went with it. Don't try to do that. Woo. Child. Back to Bella. We back to Bella. Bella, honey, once again, what's not clicking? You were a dummy to let him set you up in that apartment, paying for everything and being in control of everything. Bella put that key in that door and walked into an empty ass apartment. Wasn't nut. When I say he took everything, in my Cat Williams voice, that nigga took everything except the things out the baby room. The bed was still there, the drawers on the wall, all of that was still there, but everything else in that apartment didn't have nothing in it. And she just walking around in disbelief. And then when she tried to make a phone call, the phone says, your phone has been deactivated. So you even got him with your cell phone, like paying for everything. And as soon as you made him mad by threatening him like that, took everything from you. And wasn't nothing you could do about it. And it's just like you crying, trying to figure out what you gonna do. And it's just like, you Bella True. You got your clothing company, you making clothes. Everything should be in your name. Even if, because like if he giving you money of any, that need to go into a bank account. Not paying for, like, giving you, no, give me the money and I'll hold on to it. But as far as you paying for anything, you're not paying for nothing, sweetheart. I got this. Your name is not on anything. But at the end of the day, when it's time to walk away from all this, I'm still good, which she is not. Because, oh, and then we find out, because there's a company called Beta New. It's like an energy company, that Lil Evan is trying to get to come to Atlanta. And we find out that I did not get their names, and I really should have, but the guy who owns the company, his wife, her and Stephanie, why can't I get my words together? I'm sorry. Her, Stephanie, and Amar, her name is Marilyn. Marilyn, Stephanie, and Amar all pledged the same sorority. They all went to Spelman together. So they, like, they were friends at one point. And so, and their son is Khalil. That was my point. So that's why they're pushing Khalil and Carly so hard to be together. Because it's like, if they're in a relationship and then like we're friends with the family, we can push them to come to Atlanta and, you know, bring all that business here to us. And it's just a good look all the way around for the family. And it's just like, and then it was just like this little scene with Carly and what is her name? Pure Boy's daughter. Because I just don't, Lori. I just don't like Lori. Lori is not attractive to me. So it's just like all these girl on girl scenes. I can't get into it because I don't like Lori. And I just don't want to. Now, if it was Carly and somebody else, yes. Because Carly is also fine. It's like, give me Carly and Damien and... Anyway, so then we have one mistress meeting another, which is funny. And if you're into the BDSM world, it's just like one mistress meeting another, but and double entendre. Don't ask me how. So Bella shows up to whoever he worked with, what her name. I really gotta learn people's names. It's like, how am I trying to do reviews and I don't know people's names? But the one he worked, his blonde mistress, she showed up to her house with her Bella True dress, trying to give it to her, trying to sell it to her, you know, trying to get on her feet and sell so she can have money. Like, I get it. It's just like, he done took everything, but you're not gonna let that knock you down. You're gonna get back on your grind and start working. It's just like, whatever. But she's like, girl, why you showing up to my house? This is so inappropriate. Like, and don't let it happen again. But she leave the dress there and just say, you know, contact me, you know, about my clothes. And it's just like, that ain't gonna work out how you want it to. It don't look right. And so then she closed the door, and of course, Evan is there. It was like, he ain't messing with that mistress now, so now he back to this one. And it's like, they both got their little robes on, and he tell her, I'll take care of it. She won't show up here again. And I need to relieve some stress. So we opened the door. As soon as I saw that cross, I said, come through, playroom. I said, come through, playroom. Yes. We got the whip. And then I'm like, Evan took off his little outfit. He had the, it's like an X. It's like I said, if you're into the BDSM world, you know. Like, he had his little thong on. Then it's like, we see him kneeling on the floor. She got her heels on. Tell him to assume the position. And whoop! So our little Evan likes to get whipped. He's a little submissive. And she's his mistress. And that's where the episode ends. It's just like, okay, I wonder where we going with that, or if that was just like a one-off thing. But I would have liked to see more of it. I'm like, you know, that's my scene, so I'm just like, I was all for it. But anyway, I was trying to make this video less than 20 minutes. I gotta learn how to make shorter reviews and just get to the point. But anyway, yeah, that was episode 4. And I never know if what they're showing, like, it's the rest of the season or if that's just the next episode. Oh, and then it's like, oh yeah, one little short scene where Amara and Titus is talking, and it's just like, we get that scope from outside, like, it always feels like somebody's watching me, you know, like that. So it's just like, we see somebody outside looking into their house while they talking and having a little moment. And it's Damien on the front porch just looking into their house. And it's just like, oh, here we go. Gonna start the drama. Anyway, that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Come back for another one. And I'll be here next week. I just cannot get that out of my head. It's like, ladies, if you whatever. Now she in distress. That part is funny. If y'all ever seen it. Now she in distress. It's like, now he pressed. I hate his nails. Whoever doing his nails, I need him to find a better nail tech and get them done properly. Knock him out no, I said knock him out the park. Walk him like a dog. Walk him like a dog, sis. Walk him like a dog.